Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul, a.k.a. S.G.I.B magazine. That stood for Soldiers Got Intention. Believe that? Because everyone should be soldiering for something. A dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, something. And on the PBG's production, it stands for Photos by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. Well, I honestly could say I am representing Cebu, Philippines, because I'm no longer representing Vegas right now. Which reminds me, I will be in the States for the month of October, a few weeks. And then coming back, I'll be in a perfect world. I'll be in Vegas probably around the 13th to 14th. New York the 19th, the 20th. And then from the 20th to the 2nd, and then back to the Philippines. So during that time, my main reason, of course, is to distribute the publication. What publication, you might add? Well, suppose my magazine had a baby. If it had a baby, I guess it would be this size. Small, pocket size. Kind of cute. Kind of nice. Back it off. But suppose we look at the mother. And let me tell you, if you've never seen a labor of love, you're looking at it now. Filipino Soul magazine. This page is off, so it'll probably be kind of like it's not done, but it's all here. It feels so good to actually have this finished product in my hand. We made a couple of last minute changes, and man, let me tell you, it's done. That's all I can say. It's done. I put a couple of special dedications in here in the magazine that I want you to, kind of pay close attention to it when you read it or when you go through it. Let me see if I can find my glasses, and maybe I can probably walk you through some of it. And of course, I can't find my glasses. Oh, here they are, right here. God, maybe if I take off my sunglasses, I can find my glasses. Okay. The cover. Let me fix it. The cover, as you see, it has Salvador S. Pino. He is the legal counsel for Cebu President Duterte. It just has some good stuff in here. It has some good Filipino stuff in here that you should check out. And then, of course, it has the American side with, of course, Temptations, J.R. Reynolds, the Mary Jane Girls, Charlie Murphy, Abdul Duke from the Four Tops, and of course Lamar McLemore, who is the founder of the Fifth Dimension, and also creator of Beauty of the Week magazine. On the American side, it's a special thanks to, I think I should read this. Special thanks to Victoria Boone, Sherry Gordy, Jenny Entertainment, Sherry Ellen, Ralph E. and Janelle McLeod, Regina Dobb, Jerry and Carmelita Pittman, Dynasty Tourist Inn in Cebu, and my Cebu family and friends, Dave, Mike, and Wendy of Super Pond, Valley View, Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, all of them have had a tremendous input into this magazine and my making it come about. And, of course, none of my publication was complete with a Blast from the Past. Blast from the Past has, I guess you can kind of see there, it has Mr. Brown, Michael, Janet, Reverend Al Sharpton, and Frank McRae. It has Little Richard. I pay tribute to Danny Glover and, oh my God, I can't believe his name just left me. Dick Gregory, and of course my girl Janelle Dubois and her daughter Raini. So the magazine is finished. You know, what I would like to do is that when I get to the States, those who may want to get a copy to let me know, and I'll mail you a copy from the States. Otherwise, it'll take a month to get there to you. There's something else I want to, in the centerfold, it has the American side. It says living inside a culture. And then, of course, when you turn it this way, it has living inside a culture in Bisaya, which is the language here of the Philippines. But for those of you who I'm talking to out there, let me give you an idea of who I have here living inside the culture. You get a kick out of it. Of course, I have Mr. Brown, and I have, oh my God, Lena Horne, Muhammad Ali Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptations, Charlie Wilson. I have Anna, my darling Anna, Mary J. Blige, Destiny's Child, the group. Each one of these have a story behind each one of them. I wish I could tell you. Read my book. It's coming out. Let me see. Chuck Berry. It has also Norman Sylvester of the Boogie Cats in Pacific Northwest of Oregon. The Godfather Soul and his wife. Tommy Ray has My Family, of course. Gianna and Janelle, my daughters. It has, let me see. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. It's a story. I'll tell you the story about him. Okay, when Michael Jackson was having this problem for Sony, and I was the only photographer allowed in the office of the Godfather, of Al Sharpton office, where Mike was complaining about Sony not putting the muscle that he's come to know behind his projects. And of course, there were rumors that Sony was dragging his feet because they wanted the project to fail because Michael had the Beatles collection on the line. So of course, Michael was very, not only pressured, but felt that he was being, sleight of hands. And so he went to Al, and Al had this music summit. And of course, he had called Al and asked Al, help me. And he says, we'll have a music summit. And so, anyway, I was the only photographer allowed in the office while taking the pictures. And I'm taking pictures, and I'm looking at Michael Jackson through my lens, and I can't help but look. I got a zoom on there, so I'm zooming in. It's like, man, what did you do to your face? In my way of thinking. But he sat there very stoic. A lot of you seen the picture of him sitting behind Reverend Al Sharpton's desk, and Johnny Cochran was there, and Dougie Fresh was there. And there was this guy sitting on the arm of the chair and everything. I didn't know who he was. I figured you're in here. This is an office, so you have to be somebody. So I asked him, I said, hey, are you somebody? He said, no, I'm not nobody. I said, well, can I take your picture anyway? So he said, yes. So I took the picture. So when the program started getting away and everybody's on the badea, seated and everything, waiting to speak. And when that person finally stood up to speak, it was Russell Simmons. So I didn't know who Russell Simmons were. I missed that whole hip-hop revolution because I was in a fog. Let me tell you, I was in a real fog. So this picture here is of Russell Simmons, David Jenkins, Reverend Al Sharpton, and Hillary Clinton. Who else do I have here? Ted Mills, of course. I have Janae and John Ames and I can't remember her name. Esther Rose. All of them from the Good Times. I have Howard Sweeney. I have, let me see, Michael, of course. I have, let me see, Ozzie Davis, Danny Ray, Janae, Bonnie, Charlie Wilson, and I can't remember her name. McLeod? I can't remember her name when it comes to me. Of course, I got to have the Donald in there. That's one of my shots. And I have Jasmine Sweeney's in here. Although you can hardly see her. The Jasmine Sweeney, Bonnie, Janae, and Howard, and all of them standing on there. And Francesco Scubullo, who was the cover for Cosmopolitan magazine, who's been another one of my idols. And it's funny, I just posted something up on the internet about Sammy Davis, and here's that shot. Here's that shot I was telling you about playing around with Girls' Day with Janelle, Bonnie, Carmelita, and Sally. I have Bobby Humphrey in here. Bobby, you listening, Bobby? You're in here. Okay. Prince, of course, Gerald Levert. Judge... I'll tell you this other story. I was at the Grammy. I never really knew a lot of people's names. I just didn't know a lot of their names. And so, you know, people coming at the Grammy, I'm taking pictures. I recognize them. I recognize you. I don't know your name, I recognize them. So I saw this woman. I said, I know who you are. You're Judge Judy. And she said, no, that's the black one. I'm Judge Maybelline. I said, oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, I mean, what kind of mistake is that to mistake Judge Maybelline for Judge Judy? I mean, my God, I really don't watch TV. So anyway, Judge Maybelline's in here. Sandra Bernhard is in here. Who else? Melvin Franklin's in here with Ollie. Of course, my girl Tanya Simpson, she's in here. Tanya Simpson, I don't speak enough about her. You know, she was the reason why I got back into the industry once getting out of prison. A friend of mine wanted to go to a concert, and I told him that, you know, if I go to this concert, my life would never be the same. If they couldn't understand the reason why. Now I said, well, you'll see. So, of course, we went to the Kiss FM concert, and of course, me being me, I go backstage, and once I'm backstage, now I'm patrolling for somebody who I can shoot for, network with, and have my foothold in the industry. And I saw Tanya Simpson, I asked if I could be her personal photographer, and she said yes. And so, you know, we worked together for a lot of time, a long time. In fact, S.G.I.B magazine was launched because of Kiss FM, because at that time it had the director named Michael Italian or something like that. He had okayed. In fact, the first issue had the Kiss two on-air personalities on there, Bugsy and Shayla. And what happened was that the station manager moved. He was in his record. They got a lot of stations all over. They moved him out to Texas. So all the interest of the magazine had dropped. But by that time, I got momentum, and I decided to go on through with it. So getting back to Tanya, you know, when when I got out of prison, she was the one who got me back into the industry and got me doing my photography. So I know I don't say enough about Tanya Simpson. She's on Sirius Radio right now on a program called Heart and Soul. So if you get a chance to listen to Heart and Soul and listen to Tanya, and if you get a chance to send a message, tell her Gerard said he'll always love you more. Okay? So I have Tanya Simpson in here. I have my girl Michelle Nichols from Star Trek, Beam Me Up. I have MC Light. MC Light is another story. I was covering the hip-hop, some hip-hop awards program. And I heard that MC Light was going to be there. And so I had this great shot of MC Light. MC Light was one of those shots that I have where I post myself and wait it, because I get money when the artist looks directly into my lens and take the picture. Yeah, anybody can take a picture of an artist on stage, but this timing, and the patience of waiting till the artist turns directly toward the lens and snaps that picture. And that's what I did with this one. So, of course, when I heard it, I printed, I went up and everything. And I presented to her. I said, here, this is for you. She said, oh, this is very nice, but you spelled my name wrong. I spelled it M-C-L-I-T-E, like the light beer. She said, I said, I'm sorry. And it's in here like that. I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. She said, it's okay. So anyway, so that shot is in here. And, of course, I got my man Timothy Wilson, you know, the lead singer of Frankie Lyme's Teenagers, and also he's done a number of work. You look up Timothy Wilson. Okay, and with that, I'm about out of time. I just want to just give you a little update to let you know I have my gym, and I get the rest of them all at the end of the week or in 2 weeks, and you'll get to see it. At least it's done. You know, it took a long way, a long time, but it just shows you that if you put your heart and soul into doing something and make it your mission to accomplish it, there's nothing you can't accomplish and do. Because remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly and always pull someone out. And sometimes you may be the only one who can see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. And if you haven't got a dream, a goal, an idea, or a train of thought, do what I've done so many times. Get as much as you can, as fast as you can, and take your butt home. And remember, I'll always love you more. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptations, sung them out, treat her like a lady. That's what I'm trying to do today. Treat mine like a lady. Okay? I love you in my singing voice. I'll talk to you later. Peace. See you soon.